Good evening. How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How about you?
Yeah, doing fine, thank you.
All right, great.
Oh. Have you been watching the videos of the classes
The video of what now? I'm sorry.
of the class when you have not been here? Have you been able to watch the recordings of them?
No. This is my first time. I
Uh-huh.
think I think I went in before, but then I have some technical issues, so I couldn't get back in. But I think,
Mm.
but this is truly the first time, and I saw the email. So, is this more like a brand new session that you start from the beginning? Uh,
It's been going on, let me see now. It's been going on since December 2nd.
Oh, well, well, the email sound like, okay, you know what? We start a brand new class, so
Oh,
I start from the beginning again. So I said,
that
okay,
that may be the same email from December 2nd.
okay, right,
I'll check on that to
that's
see.
okay.
I'll check
We'll
because
we'll catch
no,
it
it's
anyway.
let me see what the email says. Uh, yes, our very first class is approaching. Okay, I'll get the
That's fine.
person. No, no, but that should be corrected. Thank you. The
Mm,
person who sends it out, I'll let him know that that needs to be changed. No, it started December 2nd, right?
okay, that's fine.
And each
Um,
class is recorded. So,
yes,
you know, if you do decide to keep coming to the class, then and you miss one, you can look at the recordings.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna try and make myself available, same time every week. So see how long can I go.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Where are you?
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
Very good. So you're relatively local.
pretty much. Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Um,
in I'm in Norfolk, Virginia. One of the other students is in Pennsylvania,
mhm.
and another one is out in Western Virginia.
Okay.
And the other one is in Chesapeake.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, I've been down to Dong Hưng couple times, many times.
Oh, oh,
Yeah. So we got
okay.
another kind of like semi-quarterly retreat this coming April. So
Right, right. Oh, good.
we'll see how
Well,
it goes.
that's where I am. I'm at Dong Hung Temple.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I've
right.
seen you around, Ruth.
Yeah. Oh. Well, maybe that's
Mhm.
why I thought you'd been to class because I recognized your face.
Oh, okay. No, this is first time. Okay.
First time in class. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes, glad to be
Hey,
here.
Tom.
Hi,
Hi,
Ruth.
Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Yes,
Nice to
nice to
meet
meet you,
you.
Tom. Tin.
Tin.
Tin is the real name, but then Dharma name is Guang Chan. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Tin is the family name?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pin Wen.
Yes, Tin Win.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Tom, here is, I was just going to take a picture of it and then I started talking to, do you go by Tin? I started talking to him. But here, if you can see it, is the application when we became, when Dong
Yeah.
Hong Temple became the school. And you see at the
Okay.
bottom of it,
Yeah.
it's got Chuck Tan's signature, that funny thing.
Sure. Yep.
And then at the very bottom, it doesn't have a number, but it also doesn't have, this is backwards. I'm not sure which way to move it there.
Sure.
See, there's
Yeah.
no number,
Yeah.
but
No,
yet
I thought I saw a final document, but I
there,
think I'm dreaming.
you think you're dreaming. This is
Yeah.
the last I've seen, so far as I know.
Sure.
And this
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
was sent to them.
Yeah. But if you
Um,
wouldn't mind sending me a copy of it, a
of
picture of it
this.
later
Okay,
afterwards.
yeah.
Sure.
I'll
That'd be
do
great.
that. Hi, Todd.
Hello, Todd.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
I'm well.
Oh, good, good, good. And
Thank you. How are you?
This is Tin, who lives in Richmond.
Hello, Tin. It's nice to meet
Hi.
you.
Same here.
So, Tin, a word of warning. Bhante Dewananda is in Malaysia now.
Okay.
He's traveling all over the world. So he's kind of asked if I would do my best in teaching or guiding, I'll say that word, guiding the classes until he gets where he can be back with us again.
Okay.
So, so Bhante Dewananda is not teaching tonight. um,
I'm going to
but
be bold and say there's no apology necessary. Your guidance has been wonderful.
oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Um, so do you have the sutra? Do you have that online, Tin?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Where we are for tonight, um, is the section 4. If you notice, it has numerical Roman numerals, and it has 4 different sections. And we're
Right.
on section 4.
Okay.
Okay, and in section 4, we're on ABCD, the section on the Bojangas.
Okay.
So you can find that.
I'm there.
You're there. All right, everybody there?
Sure am.
Yep.
Okay, let me get there. And that's what we'll be doing tonight. Ken, this is actually a class that has a curriculum and a book, and there's an examination at the end of it. So since you're since you're just joining it, I don't know if you just want to audit the class, which is a possibility, or you can find the old recordings of the classes and study the sutta. up till where we are now and try to catch up with us, and then see if you would like to do the exam.
Sure.
The exam's in June, the end of June.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, I will see if I can get a book to send to you. This is our textbook.
Okay.
Okay, and it's not, you can't just order it. It came from Sri Lanka. I did pass it out originally to some people that dropped out of the class, and I may be able to retrieve one of those and get your home address and mail it to you. Okay.
Well, may I ask something? In that book, is that the content of the Mahasatipatthana on the website, or is it going to be different?
It's different. It's different. Right.
Like how much different the
As a
content?
matter of fact, today might be the last day we're on the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. It may be the last day.
Okay.
Depends on how quickly we go through it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll talk more about that one. You know.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, do the other two of you have the book with you? Todd and Tom?
I sure do.
Okay, we're on page 16. It doesn't have much there, but that is where it is. So what I want to do is first, the Bojjhanga is the Pali term for the 7 factors of awakening. Okay, the full Pali word would be the Satta, S-A-T-T-A, Sambojjhanga, and that would be S-A-M-B-O-J-J-H-A-N-G-A, as it is written. Well, the B-O-J-J-H-A-N-G-A is the factors of awakening. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So the Bojjhanga, if you go to the sutta on the email, if you click on it,
Yeah.
we're at Roman numeral.
Let me get my other device.
Okay, but we're at Roman numeral 4, letter D, A, B, C, D. Okay, so Bojjhanga Paba. Paba, of course, means section. And Bojjhanga, the B-O-J-J-H, in Pali, words are declined, so their actual structure of the word itself will change depending on the combination it's in or the grammatical place it holds in a sentence. So B-O-J-J-H is, and this is the same word as B-O-D-I, Bodhi, as in Bodhi mind or Bodhisattva, B-O-D-H-I. Here it becomes B-O-J-J-H, which is one of the things that makes learning Pali so delightful. It will totally change the spelling depending on how it's being used. But, so that means enlightenment, B-O-J-J-H, that part of it. And then the A-N-G-A, Anga, means factor. So you have the enlightenment factor. That's plural, actually. Enlightenment factors. Okay. The full name is the Sambojjhanga, which Sang makes it, elevates it. We'll just put it that way, elevates it. Makes it a little higher spiritually or more perfect. more pure.
Which part makes it
If
higher?
you, if you put SAN in front of it,
Okay.
so Sambojjhanga is what you see very frequently in writings. You'll see Sambojjhanga
Thank you.
instead of just Bojjhanga. And it's the same Sam as you have it like in Sambuddhasa.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Who did that? Sambojjhanga. Right. Beautiful. Thank you, Tom. And to make it even longer, Satta, S-A-T-T-A, is 7. So it would be Satta Sambojjhanga, the 7 factors of awakening. S-A-T-T-A means 7. It also means person, which can get also confusing. But here it's 7. Okay? So we're studying tonight the Satta Sambojjhanga, the 7 enlightenment factors. Okay, or the Bojjhanga. But if you're reading texts, you usually see either Satta Bojjhanga or Sambojjhanga or Satta Sambojjhanga. So just in case you're trying to read Pali somewhere, it'll give you, since this is also a Pali class. Okay, so that's the title. All right, everybody good?
Yes.
All right. So what are these 7 factors of awakening? We'll just go through them first without any explanation or without anything, from the sutta. We'll just list them off, okay? The first one is sati, which is mindfulness, S-A-T-I. The second one is vichaya, V-I-C-A-Y-A. Or in this particular case, it would be Dhamma Vichaya. Vichaya itself means investigation or analysis. So then Dhamma Vichaya is analysis and investigation of Dhamma. And we'll talk a little more about the meaning of both of those. But Dhamma meaning the teachings themselves, reality itself, laws of nature, phenomenon. All those words are translations of Dhamma. So Dhamma Vichaya is investigation not only of the teachings and analysis of the teachings, but also analysis of reality. Okay, that's the second factor. The third factor is Vidya, V-I-R-I-Y-A, and that's effort or energy. V-I-R-I-Y-A. And the next one is Piti, P-I-T-I, which means joy, or sometimes it's translated as rapture, which is a joy that is not related to sensual pleasure or sensory pleasure, but spiritual attainment. The next one is Passaddhi, P-A-S-S-A-D-H-I, which is calm or tranquility. The sixth one is Samadhi, which is concentration, one-pointed focus, the one-pointedness of the mind, Samadhi. It also applies to meditation very specifically. You can't really have one pointed focus when you're going about in the world. You might run into a wall or something. Or go through a red light or whatever. So that's definitely a meditative state. It's not an everyday, during the course of the day, state of mind, samadhi. And of course, there are two kinds of samadhi, and one is samatha, which is tranquility, tranquil meditation, and the other one is vipassana, which is insight meditation. And the last one is upekkha, Upekkha, which is equanimity. And there's equanimity of emotions or feeling, and an equanimity of mind. And this one refers to the equanimity of mind, which means a balanced mind that doesn't show preferences. Okay,
So
an
is
impartial mind. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I was asking, is samadhi different than mindfulness?
You know, they're close, but samadhi is a single pointed, yes, they are different. Samadhi is a single pointed focus on one object, a wholesome object specifically, a wholesome object that will bring in a mind of an ethical mind, a moral mindset, but it's a one-pointed focus. The example I say, you cannot have samadhi as an everyday, all-day mindset, because it's totally a very sharp one-pointed focus. And if you're focusing on one thing during the course of the day, you could have a car accident, you could fall downstairs, you can't function that way. It's a form of meditation. Mindfulness is being aware of everything that you do and say and every movement you make. It's a pure awareness of everything. I shouldn't say pure awareness, a keen, clear awareness of everything that's going on around you, every thought, word, and deed, and your whole surroundings. And that you would do 24/7, every minute of the day, and the ideal state of mind. You would do it 24/7.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, they're pretty different. So those are the 7. So class is over. No. No. But that's the run through. That's the real quick run through. So as we go through these, in the sutta itself, we've got kind of a quick idea of what they all are. And I will say more about them a little more about them anyway, as we go through the suttas. Okay? So yeah, please interrupt, ask questions. It helps me along too. And it benefits everyone. Okay? All right. So what I did last time, which I'll ask what you thought, or I think I did it last 2 times, to read the English first and then go to the adjacent paragraph in Pali. Is that a good method?
I think so.
Okay. So this is the section on the Bhojangas, or the Sambhojangas. And furthermore, a bhikkhu dwells observing Dharma in Dharma, with references to the 7 bhujangas, the 7 enlightenment factors. And furthermore, bhikkhus, how does a bhikkhu dwell observing phenomenon in phenomenon with reference to the 7 enlightenment factors? Okay, so Dhamma, I'm going to be translating as phenomenon. Okay. Okay, so for the Pali, okay, Punache Parang means, they translate it furthermore. Technically, literally, it means again and after that, which loosely you can see as furthermore. Again and after that, and again and again. Okay, so Punache Parang Bhikkhave, and that's how you address a monk. Bhikkhu is monk in Pali. So bhikkhave is the nominative case when you're addressing someone. Like I'd say, okay, students, okay, people, all right, it's that kind of thing. Okay, monks, saying furthermore, monks, a monk in relation to the Dharma sees the Dharma and lives such, and that's how he lives. Okay, so Dhammanesu is the with reference to, or it can be within. And then Dhammanasu, this Dhammanupasi is seeing the Dharma, observing the Dharma, simply observing the Dharma in the Dharma. So we have in the Dharma is the Dhammanesu, and Dhammanupasi is observing the Dharma, observing phenomenon. Viharati is he lives. Pali verbs, or I'll say, because a couple of you weren't here, in Pali sentence structures, the verbs are usually at the end of the sentence. So this is saying bhikkhus, a bhikkhu, in reference to the Dharma, sees the Dharma and lives that way. Okay? I'm going literally word by word. I'm not trying to translate it into pure English, good English. I'm doing it word by word. Viharati is he lives. So he lives, and then backing up, going backwards through that phrase, he lives seeing the Dharma in the Dharma. So you have to go backwards to get it to be good English. All right? But Dhammanesu, Dhammanupasi, Viharati. All right? So the next part. Satasu Bojangesu is the 7 factors of enlightenment. So he's living, he's seeing the Dharma, he's living, seeing the Dharma with reference to these 7 factors of enlightenment. Satasu is in reference to, Bojangesu is in reference to. All right, it's another declension. All right. So that line is in their English translation, and furthermore, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells observing phenomenon in phenomenon with reference to the 7 factors of awakening. That's what that line means. Okay?
Okay.
Chetan Chepana, they also translate as furthermore. They translate a lot of these little funny expressions as furthermore. But I would say that means and in what way, and again in what way. Bhikkhus. Does a bhikkhu okay, they have that chitta here again. Dhammanasu chitta nupasi. Observing the mind by way of the Dharma. They live suchly understanding, I guess you could say, the 7 factors of awakening. With reference to the 7 factors of awakening. So again, we've had this issue come up in some of the other sections. They say here, Dhammanesu Chitta Nupasi, which means observing the mind by way of the Dharma, but this whole section is on observing phenomenon. And in the English translation, they have Dharma and Dharma. So that Chitta, I think, is supposed to be a Dhamma there, but you know, that's okay. We'll pass that over. But okay? So what they're saying is that here we're going to look at these factors. And how are we going to look at these factors? We're going to look at these factors by looking at them through a simple observation of the mind. And through that simple observation of the mind, we will study the 7 factors of awakening. Okay? All right? Great, huh? Okay. Am I getting too detailed? Be honest. Okay. I got a note from Tom. Okay. All right. So the next one now. The next one is, what are they? Right? So, you know, how are we going to do this? How does this take place? And it takes place one by one. And the first one is, for the English, here bhikkhus, a bhikkhu, there being the mindfulness factor of awakening present within him. He understands there is the mindfulness factor of awakening within me. So seeing, I'll stop right there. Seeing that there is that mindfulness factor of awakening within him, he understands that it is there. That's what that said. Okay. Even the English needs translation. Okay. The second one, there is the the mindfulness factor of awakening within me is the first one. The next one, there not being the mindfulness factor of awakening present within me, he understands there is no factor of mindfulness awakening within me. So that's number 2. The first one is, I have mindfulness in me and I know it. The second one is, I don't have mindfulness in me and I know it. Okay?
Yeah, I get that.
So those are 2 ways of being mindful. Those are 2 levels of awareness. I have it and I know I have it. I don't have it and I know I don't have it. All right? Then it says, the next thing is, he understands how the unarisen mindfulness factor of awakening comes to arise. That's the third awareness. So the first one, I know I have it. It's there and I know it. The second one is, it's not there and I know it. The third one is, it's there and I know how it has arisen. I used to not have it, but now I do. I know how it arose. Okay? He understands how the unarisen mindfulness enlightenment factor comes to arise. He understands what caused it to arise. All right? That's number 3. And number 4, he understands how the arisen mindfulness factor of awakening is developed to perfection. So these 4 methods of awareness or avenues of awareness are going to be in every single one of these 7 factors of awakening. It's going to be with sati, it's going to be with mindfulness, it's going to be with investigation, it's going to be with energy, it's going to be with every single one of these, the same pattern. Because these are the ways of being aware. All right, there are 4 of them. It's there and I know it. It's not there and I know it. It's there and I know what I did to bring it into reality. And it's there and I know what to do to perfect it. Okay? I have some very confused faces on the screen. Okay, once more. It's there and I know it. It's not there and I know it. It's there now and I know what I did to help it be there, to get it to arise. And I know it's there now and I know what I can do to perfect it. All right? It's there and I know it. It's not there and I know it. I know how it got there and I know how to perfect it. Okay? Keep those 4 in mind because they're going to be every single, we're going to go through that 7 times more. 7 more times because it's in each one of the factors. And that's a very important, that's the tool right there. That's the tool for bringing these factors into our own mind, these factors of awakening. That's how we bring them to ourselves. That's how we cultivate them. Okay, that's how we create our awareness of them. Okay? So, the Pali now, that same paragraph is now going to be in Pali. You think it was confusing in English? Okay, here comes the Pali, okay? Idha means here or now or in this case, something along those lines, okay? So, here now, bhikkhus. A bhikkhu being ajatang is within. So a bhikkhu santang, that word santang means being within. And then sati sambhojana is the mindfulness factor of awakening. So, and this is what this is saying is having it within. Ajatang is within. So the sati sambhojana, the mindfulness factor of mind, the mindfulness factor, being within me, I know. Ati me ajatang, I know that it is within me. Sati sambhojana. Ti pajanati means to know. Pajanati. Remember, the verbs are always at the end. So if we back it up, start with pajanati and move backwards, he knows that sati sambhojango, the mindfulness factor of awakening, ajatang, is within me. He knows that. He's saying this. So me is me. How about that? Okay. So that ti pajanati means he knows this. Ti pajanati, he knows this. He knows that it is within ajatang. Okay. The next one, that asatang, is the negative. which means not within or not being, and ajatang is within. So not being within the mindfulness factor, not being within. Nati me ajatang, not, the in is a negative, and that means that it is not within me. Okay? Ti pajanati, he knows that. All right? That, right. Okay? Kinda? Okay, the next one. Yatta is how. And then how the upanasa, see that? The che means and. They use ands and stuff a little differently the way you do, but how the unarisen, apunasa, upanasa means arisen, upanasa is not arisen, is a negative. So how the unarisen mindfulness factor of awakening arises, upado is arises, or upado hoti is arises. That, tam, is that. Che pajanati, he also knows. He knows, okay? He knows how the unarisen arises. That's what that one was. And yatta again is how. The upanasa, okay, che is and, so and how. Yatta che would be and how. The arising mindfulness factor of awakening. And then bhavaya, paripuri, is becomes complete, becomes perfect. Bhavanaya, ya means, well, that's another grammatical ending. So how it becomes pure, that he also knows, pajanati, how it becomes pure. All right, so those were the four things. Again, from the Pali that time. All right, same four. He knows that it is inside. Me ajatang, he knows that it's not inside. Asatang, ajatang, he knows how it will arise. The unarisen arises. Anupanasa upado, and he knows how it becomes pure. That bhavanaya paripuri. I love that word. Paripuri, I mean, it's just fun. But that's purification, perfection, completion, fulfillment. Okay.
It makes me think of the word potpourri.
Potpourri. There you go. Potpourri. All right. I don't think I'm going to drag you through this same grammatical structure of the Pali 7 times, because every one of these paragraphs is the same except for the one word. I will go through the I'll go through the second one a lot more quickly, but the English, I will read that again, and so follow with me. All right, and the second one is that Dhammavichaya, which is the investigation of phenomenon. So in the English paragraph, the third one down, there being the Dhammavichaya, which I will say the investigation of phenomenon, okay? There being the investigation of phenomenon enlightenment factor present within, comma, he understands there is the investigation of Dharma factor within me. Okay? There not being the investigation of Dharma enlightenment factor present within me, he understands there is no investigation of the Dharma enlightenment factor within me. He understands how the unarisen Dharma investigation or phenomenon investigation factor of enlightenment comes to arise. And he understands how the arisen investigation of phenomenon enlightenment factor is developed to perfection. Okay, there are the four. And as you will see in this next paragraph, we get the same, it's the same structure. It starts off with a little tiny bit differently because it doesn't say the idha bhikkhave bhikkhu, but it starts with the satang. So if you go up to that first long paragraph and you get that idha bhikkhave bhikkhu, see that? Leave that out. And then from there down, the two paragraphs are identical except for one is saying sati and one is saying Dhammavichaya. One is saying mindfulness and one is saying the investigation of phenomenon. All right?
Yeah.
And you end with the Pariputi again. I'll throw that out. With Bhavanaya Pariputi, the development to perfection. And understanding how to do that. Okay? So this investigation I think I said that already. Is the analysis, is research into, is a deep study of the factors of reality itself. All right, so number 3, vidya, which if you look at the first line in the Pali, you see a satang, va, ajatang, and then there's the word vidya. V-I-R-I-Y-A. And that's energy or effort or endeavor. It can be physical or mental. The same word is used. The physical means a lot of hard work, something that's really a huge task that takes a lot of hard work. In the mental, it's on the more of the spiritual aspect, but in Pali, the same word is used for both. And here, of course, it's the spiritual aspect. It shows perseverance, determination, all those kinds of things. And we'll see in a couple of factors, a kind of an interesting twist that the Buddha put in here. So we didn't get carried away with the energy one. But to read the English one, there being the energy factor of awakening present within me or within, he knows there is the energy factor of awakening within me. There not being the energy factor of awakening present within, he understands there is no energy factor of awakening within me. He understands how the unarisen energy factor of awakening comes to arise. And he understands how the arisen energy factor of awakening is developed to perfection. Paripuri. Okay? The understanding how these things arise is what state of mind your mind is in to allow it and to encourage it to arise. That's true of all of these. I'm just saying it on this one. It won't arise without your effort. And that's why effort is so important. If we're lackadaisical, if we're lazy, if we don't do anything, it's not going to arise. It doesn't arise by itself. It has to have a clear path. It has to have a path of ethics and morality. It will not arise if it is burdened by unwholesome thoughts, words, or deeds. None of these will. And that's why morality is so important in all of the Buddha's work, because none of these are possible to arise. I mean, you can have energy to kill someone, but that's why I made the distinction that this is talking about a spiritually, morally based energy. So we have to follow the precepts. Follow, if you know what the Brahma Viharas are, the four divine abodes: loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, and equanimity. We have to follow this morally ethical path for any of these to arise. And we have to be aware of the fact that they exist, and that if we allow them to, and if we build the path for them to arise, they will arise. So when they talk about knowing how the unarisen arises, it's not that something out there causes it to arise. It's all on us, right? I mean, that's what the Buddha's teachings teach, is that, you know, we are our own lamp. We are our own refuge. We have to be. He died. He left us the lessons, but we have to do them. So this, how these things arise, is very much our own effort. And I'm bringing it up under effort because that's what made me think of it. Because it is an effort. Yeah, Mary.
Thank you for clarifying this, because I think I'm still stuck with the Christian thing of divine intervention and grace.
No such thing in Buddhism.
I know.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So this
It's different. It's
how does
very
it arise?
different.
It arises through our own effort and
Yeah.
through our own morally based mind and heart.
So this is silly, but so often during the day, I say, thank you, God, because I'll remember something, you know, there'll be some
So
sort
thank
of good.
yourself.
I got to start saying that. I know I've been blaming
Thank
it
you,
on
Mary.
somebody else, because I think, oh, well, I've had a stroke of good luck, or I've had insight, or I remember something, and maybe not. So yeah. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so that was energy, and I mean, none of this happens without energy, without our own personal effort. None of this happens. There is no divine intervention. Yeah, it's all on us. Okay? Onward. Okay, the next one, number 4, which is the top of the next page, is joy. Sometimes this is translated as rapture. Sometimes it's translated as delight. It is not joy, it is not delight in sensory pleasures. It is not a joy and delight in things of this samsaric world. It's of a spiritual nature. It's the kind of joy you get when you have an insight, bing. I'm not saying when you become enlightened. I'm saying when you have an insight into something and you feel, or you've had a really good meditation, or you're having a really good meditation and you just feel that lightness of spirit and you just feel blissful. That's the joy they're talking about. It's the joy that's in the jhanas. It's that jhanic kind of, if you know the levels of absorptive meditation in the 4 jhanas. I'll just talk about the 4. When you get to the 2nd and 3rd jhana, then you have this rapture and this bliss, and then they finally give way to equanimity. But you have that in there, and it's derived from seclusion, and it's derived from concentration, deep concentration. It's not coming from the physical world. Okay, that's what this joy is. That's what this means, this piti. It's a long I, piti. So the piti sambojjhanga. All right. All righty. So the English. There being the piti sambojjhanga present, there being the joy enlightenment factor present within, he understands there is the joy, mindfulness factor within me, enlightenment factor within me. There not being the joy, enlightenment factor present within, he understands there is no joy, mindful, enlightenment factor within me. He understands how the unarisen, joyful enlightenment factor comes to arise by his own doing. And he understands how the arisen, joyful factor of awakening is developed to perfection. If you're familiar with the 4 great efforts, I'll go back to effort again. Are y'all, everybody familiar with that? There are 4 great efforts that the Buddha talks about. And these 4 things can very much relate to them. And the first of those, there are 2 that are negative and 2 that are positive. And the 2 that are negative is, I will prevent the unarisen, unwholesome from arising, and I will abandon the arisen, unwholesome qualities within me that have arisen. The next 2 are, if there are wholesome, I will encourage to arise the wholesome factors within me. And once those wholesome factors that are within me have arisen, I will cultivate them to perfection. So this is taking the positive ones and extrapolating on them. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because they kind of fit in here. But they're called the 4 great efforts, if you want to look that up somewhere. I won't go into it any further because this is pretty much taking the positive and elaborating on them. So he's aware that there is no joyful enlightenment factor within him, and he understands why. and he understands how the unarisen joyful mindful factor of awakening comes to arise, and he understands how to perfect it. He understands how the arisen Pichi Sambojana, joyful enlightenment factor, is developed to perfection. And that is through ongoing effort, ongoing mindfulness of it, as being aware that it is there and that I need to cultivate it. Question? 10? No, okay, you're looking. Okay, all right. Okay, we've only got about 10 more minutes. I guess we're not going to make it to the four truths. Okay, so the next one is tranquility, passaddhi. And tranquility here, I think, is interesting because it's not just so that you're tranquil. This is a kind of a checkpoint against energy, against all that effort you're putting out. And the beauty of having tranquility here is to bring us into a place of calm, so we don't overdo all of our efforts in trying to get this enlightenment fact, well, to become enlightened. You can't have all work and no relaxation. So this is, okay, now take a deep breath, find your serenity, find your place of calm. It's a protection against becoming fatigued and discouraged or worn out by so much effort as we have had before. So I think it's a really interesting thing that that the tranquility is not just to have a nice, calm state of mind, but it's really a protective device to help us not get worn out and fatigued from all the effort. It's to restore vitality. It's to take a break, take a deep breath, and just relax. And then you can become regenerated and move forward again. So it's I think, a very human side to the whole process here. That he says, okay, you've been doing all this work, now let's take a break, relax, find that serenity and that inner calm, and be in it. Revitalize yourself, both of body and of mind. Because when the mind can get exhausted, the body will also tense up. So, this is a chance for the term is, the term that we're working with is passaddhi, but there's kaya passaddhi, and kaya means body. So there's the kaya passaddhi, and then there's the citta passaddhi, the calmness of body and calmness of mind. And both of those are to be realized in this process. Okay, so there again, the four, just to say them. I'm not going to read it again because we only have about 5 more minutes. But for the passaddhi, recognize that you have this tranquility within you, or recognize that it's not there. So you definitely need to take a break and establish it, so you know how to establish it, right? It's not there, so you know what to do to help it arise. And once it has arisen, you know what to do to cultivate it and to perfect it. So this is a really kind of could be a turning point in this whole process. Is the tranquility here? Oops, it's not. Okay, take a break, find it, bring it up. Now it's up, cultivate it, and let it really fill your being again. Okay? It's kind of a nice, almost in the middle of the whole thing. It's like, okay. And once that is done, we're ready to move on to the next one, which is the samadhi, that one pointed laser focus. So you need to have reestablished that tranquility and calm and relaxation in you, because now you're really going to zap it. You're really going to get that laser pointed focus. That's that samadhi, that single pointed focus, that deep concentration on whatever it is that you're focusing on. And what you're focusing on must be something wholesome or neutral. Can be a flame, can be your breath, can be, they have a series of symbols. It can be a spot of red or a spot of blue, or a mantra or something like that, but just a laser focus on that one thing where nothing else enters your mind. Nothing else. And this is why it can't be a daily practice, it can be daily. You can't do it all day, because in this laser focus, nothing else enters your mind except whatever that one little object you're focusing on is. Nothing else enters your mind. That laser focus. And in that sense, samadhi also is therefore very clearly a meditative state. I'm not even sure, and I just thought of this, I'm bringing it up because I don't know. I wonder if you can do samadhi in walking meditation. My guess would be maybe not, because if you're that laser focused on one thing, you might run into a tree. I don't know. Yeah, Tom.
Maybe on a one-way street.
Maybe on a one-way street, right? You still might step on something. I don't know. That would be something to ask Bhante. If samadhi can be done does it have to be sitting meditation? Or can it be walking meditation?
I would recommend that.
I would recommend sticking with sitting meditation for the samadhi, yeah, because it's such a laser point focus.
Wow.
That nothing else is supposed to come to your mind other than your object of meditation. Mindfulness with walking meditation is fine. That's delightful. But anyway, that's just something that just popped into my brain, so I thought I'd bring it up, because it really is a very laser pointed focus. And samadhi, you can have a broader definition of samadhi is, I don't know if it's a definition, but an interpretation of it is meditation in general. So you can have, gotta go, good to see everyone. Okay, all righty, yeah, it's 8 o'clock, right. Okay, Todd, thank you.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I was just waving bye to Mary.
Oh, Mary's leaving. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
she just chatted that she had to go.
Yeah, I saw the chat, but I saw your hand, so I thought it was you. So there's samatha meditation, which is for tranquility, and then there's vipassana meditation, which is for insight. So if samadhi can be divided and have it be a samatha kind of meditation, then maybe then it can be done. I don't know. I'm going to text Bante and ask him. And I'll give you the answer next week and see what he says about that. The literal translation of samadhi is to place well, or to be placed well. So it really does have that object of meditation. That single-pointed focus. Laser-pointed focus. And the result of it, I guess, can be that we have samadhi, that tranquility, or the vipassana. So in that course of focus, we could direct it into a samadhi focus or a laser-pointed vipassana, where we get deep, deep, deep insights. I don't know. I will ask Monte about that. Okay, the last one. And then I'll try to, and this one is equanimity. And there again, we look, I have a sense of equanimity within me, and I know it. I don't have a sense of equanimity in me, and I know it. I do have it, and I know how it arose. And now that it has arisen, I know how to perfect it. Those are the four again. Okay? Knowing if it's there, knowing if it's not there, knowing how to arise it if it's not there, or how it has arisen if it is there, and then how to perfect it. And equanimity, I could really get going on this one. My next Buddhist study class is going to be on equanimity. So equanimity is an mental control over our emotional reactions to things. It is an impartiality. It can be on both a feeling level or a spiritual mental level. If it's on a feeling level, what it does is it avoids things like anger and jealousy and hatred and things of that sort. If it's on the mental level, it avoids preferences. It avoids aversion and attachment on a mental level. So what it is a state of mind of impartiality. It's not the same thing. There are three kinds of feelings in Buddhism. There's the positive, the negative, and the neutral, right? The pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. It's not that neutrality. It's different from that, because it is based on the, I will dare say, intellectual control of your perspective, monitoring of your perspective. Whereas the feelings are just what the feelings happen to be. They may be good, they may be bad, they may be neutral. But this is a control of how you allow your mental disposition and your feelings to develop. So it goes beyond the feeling level.
Reactivity.
It goes beyond, it's pre-reactivity, right? It's really, so you are in a mindset of responsiveness, and a responsiveness that shows no partiality whatsoever. You don't have preferences. You have no aversion. You have no attraction. And it doesn't mean indifference. Sometimes it gets translated as indifference in English. It could mean indifference if it is polluted by emotions and by preference, where you just say, I don't even care. But this is not, it is not a lack of caring. Compassion underrides everything in Buddhism, even equanimity. It is there. It's just that you do not get attracted in a sense of attachment, and you do not get repulsed in the sense of aversion. You see things as they are. There's a wonderful word, another word I love in Pali is yatabhuta, and it's, I think it's in here. Let me see if I can point it out. I will. You see things as they are, and that's what that expression means. No, it's not. But anyway, it's seeing the reality for what it is, pure and simple, seeing the suchness of reality. And from the Buddha's perspective, things are as they are, and you cannot label things as being good or bad. You cannot label them as being unwholesome or wholesome, or beneficial or detrimental to one's well-being. But you don't go into the subjectivity of, this is good and this is bad, because you never know. Something that seems horrendous may wind up being, in the long run, something that is good. So it's to step away from that kind of subjective interpretations of liking and not liking, approving and disapproving. Okay. So that is all of the Bhojangas. All right?
Yep.
So next time, I guess, I was hoping that we would get through with the, because there's just the very, very short little section on the Four Noble Truths, and then that's the end of the Satipatthana Sutta, as far as the Blue Book is concerned. Let me go on to the Kulakama Vibhanga Sutta. It will be next, chapter 2 in our book. And I don't have a handout for it yet. That sutta, Tim, is I'll spell it out for you, so maybe you could, or all of us, or you two have the book, but it's C-U-L-L, oh, here, let me see if I can show it so that it's legible. Yeah, there you go. Okay,
Kulakama Vibhanga.
did you get it?
Yep.
Okay, that's chapter 2 of this book. Yeah, but we do have the yeah, even in the Blue Book we have the Four Noble Truths. So the next class will be on the Four Noble Truths, actually 10. So that's pretty easy to find. So that will be the next class. And then the one after that will be the Chulakama Vibhanga Sutta. Okay? All right.
Great.
So, would someone like to share merit, please? Who would like to? Shall I?
Yes. Or I can read it. You say it.
I'm going to do
You share it.
I'm going to do the different one that Bhante does. May those who suffer be free from suffering.
Those who suffer be free
Be
from
free from
suffering.
suffering.
May those who fear be free from fear.
May
May
those who fear be free from fear.
May those who sorrow be free from sorrow.
May those who sorrow
Sorrow
be free from sorrow.
sorrow.
May all living beings also be thus.
May all
May all
living
living
beings
beings
also be
be
thus.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Tim. Thank you, Todd.
And
Good night.
See you all next week.
yes, good night. And Tim, if you'd stay on, I want to get your email address and your home address. So if I can get one of those books, I want to mail it to you.
You can keep the book there because next time if you happen to be at Donghung,
Mhm.
just give it to Taitan, and I should be down there on April 1st or the first week in April.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, I think I can try to be at that on Saturday. I think is it the lazy?
The 4th, the lazy day?
Yeah,
4th,
but I don't
okay.
think so. Yeah, because we have a group that come with us, so therefore I cannot be there early. But we'll see. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So,
But
if not,
if I can get hold of one of those books, I will give it to Titan. Okay.
okay,
And
that's fine.
he knows you by your Quan Chang, or does
Yes.
he know Ken
Mhm.
Nguyen?
Quang Chánh. Mhm.
Okay, QUANGCHANH. Okay, and you're here, so you got the emails.
Yes.
Right,
I got
right,
the email.
right.
So,
Okay, all right. Sounds wonderful.
Sam here. Thank you so much for your reading today.
Oh, you're very welcome. I hope it wasn't overwhelming.
Oh, no, it's
Good.
not. I think this should be good. Okay.
Okay, great.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, hope to see you again.
Same here. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.